Hi, I'm Robbie Swale, and I'm making this video to tell you a little bit more about my group program, The Coach's Journey, which is a 6-month group coaching program for coaches who want to take their business to a new level. I'm going to share a little bit about where the program came from, why I created it. I'll share a bit about what I bring to the program and what you can count on me for. I'll talk through these kind of 6 themes that we'll do work on over the 6 months of the program. I'll bring in some of the other ways the program works, including some of the practicalities towards the end of the video. So the coach's journey originated really from me doing work around my zone of genius, which is a concept I learnt about through Gay Hendricks' book, The Big Leap. And through the questions that Gay asks in that book, I unpacked a couple of things and I noticed some patterns. And they included things like where have I created the most abundance, and where have I been doing work or doing things that I could just happily do all day. And I noticed an article that I wrote talking about coaching and my first kind of 2 years of my journey as a coach, which had made a lot of difference to a lot of people and had connected me with loads of wonderful, interesting people. And I noticed that when I have conversations with new coaches or experienced coaches about coaching, like I could do that all day. I get loads of energy from it and it's really exciting. And then I was also thinking, as I kind of do with my business from time to time, well, what's the new thing that I want to start? What's a new project that's interesting to me? And I thought about all the powerful group experiences that I'd had. Training, group coaching, all these kind of experiences that I had both been part of creating and experienced. And that's where the coach's journey came from. And I ran it last year for the first time in 2018. And like with all my work, but particularly when I'm doing something new, as I was coming to the end of it, I was thinking, is this something I'm going to carry on with? And I wasn't sure until the coaches who were part of that first cohort shared what they were taking away from the program at the end of it. And then I got that feeling and I was like, okay, let's do this again. So because this program came from and is about me leaning into my zone of genius, that's what you can count on me for. So my zone of genius, as I understand it at the moment, is about sharing myself deeply and with love with others to support them. So I'll do that in whatever way will support, inspire, create the right place for the coaches who are part of the group. So that means you can count on me. I'll be coaching everyone in the group, everyone most weeks. Sometimes just one person maybe, but usually everyone who's there. I'll be teaching the things that I've learned about coaching, about other things, about working with clients. And I'll be sharing my experience because sometimes that's the best way to serve and support people. And I love telling stories, as anyone who knows me knows. I think there's a particular thing I want to highlight about group programs next, particularly for coaches, because what I learned, particularly doing a 6-month program with Rich Litvin, the co-author of The Prosperous Coach, which I did towards the end of 2017 and in 2018, was that there's at least 3 levels that you learn on in a group program as a coach. A group program like this, a group coaching program. So you'll learn when I coach you, because you'll bring the things that are important to you, and we'll do some coaching on them, and you probably already know the power of coaching, and we'll experience that together. You'll also learn from what other people are sharing, and when I'm coaching them, because you'll have things in common as coaches. You'll have things that are different, but you'll have things in common, and you'll have things in common as humans. So you'll learn when I'm coaching you, and you'll learn when I'm coaching others. And also you'll learn from watching me. So you'll learn from the coaching that I do, from what you would do and what you wouldn't do in those situations. And that's wonderful as well for helping you see that you can create the kind of coaching that you really want to do, that you think is most powerful, that you feel is most powerful. And that's a fun part of a group program like this. And that I'd already touched a little bit, but that brings us, I guess, to the 3 kinds of work we'll do. We'll do some really practical work about creating clients, creating a coaching business. We'll do some work about each of the people who participates in the group, their internal work, their deeper work, because that's what coaching's like. And that shows up when you're growing a coaching business. All the insecurities, all the worries, they show up. And we'll create a space where you can share that and be vulnerable, and we'll do some work on it, because that'll empower you to create your business as time goes on and to hold the commitment about coaching. And we'll also do some work around impact with clients. You'll learn that when you see me coaching, when you feel me coaching you, when you see me coaching others, but we'll also do some work around that. We'll be able to show you the ways that you might be able to create deeper impact with clients, and that's powerful too. Now, the coach's journey, like all my coaching, is co-created with the clients that I'm working with at that time. But what I'm going to do next, is take you through 6 themes. And I'll bring one of those to each month of the program. It's a 6-month program. And I'll bring that in the form of perhaps some inspiration at the start of the calls, perhaps just the sense, that intention, but also through some exercises. Each month I'll share some practical exercises with you. And they will be around these themes. Now, because of the way I coach, and because of those 3 different kinds of work we'll do around practical client creation, around your internal work, around impact with clients, it won't always go like this. It won't always be this order. Not every call in each month, and there's 3 calls in each month, and I'll talk a bit more about that later. Not every call in each month will be only about that thing, and there's always the space to bring whatever's present for you. But these are 6 themes. They're things that I think are important. They broadly break down into 2 ways. The first half, I'll be sharing, it's more a practical client creation side. I'll be sharing the things I've learned, the things that I think will be most useful for you, and then you can adapt those to use how you want, and I can support you with that. And the second half will be more free. But as you can tell, freedom is an important value for me, so there'll be freedom throughout this program. So the 6 themes, and actually there's kind of 7, because the first one is 2. The first one includes vision, and the particular slant on vision for our work, vision for the program. Guide you through, what do you really want to create in the work that we do together in the 6 months of the coach's journey? And the second part is genius. Vision and genius is the theme for month 1. And genius is about helping you understand what makes you unique as a coach, as a person. Where can you do your absolute best work? So that's month 1, vision and genius. Month 2 is about creating clients. So we'll do some work here around invitation and referral. I love the Prosperous Coach approach. Read the book if you haven't already. And in there, that concept of invitation and referral, that's important. And it's important for helping us understand that a successful coaching business is something we can create. That's one of the reasons I think that's so powerful. We'll also have the chance to get into how we talk about our work, ourselves, our history, our stories, our clients, all those kind of things. We'll have a chance to look at first conversations with clients, if we want to, and we might get into an idea of, who do I do my best work with? Where's that? And how do I target those people and find those people? So the second is client creation. The third, see me checking my notes, is nuts and bolts. So I'm a process person. It's a weird part of me as well. Like, I used to study maths, so I like getting into the detail about that. And interestingly, one of the things, so I've created some resources last year, I might create more this year, and one of the most interesting, and in fact I think the thing that the participants last year both said was the most powerful resource that I shared, or one of the most powerful parts of the program, came in nuts and bolts. That was like a map of how I deal with prospective clients, this big process diagram. Maybe that was just fun for me to create. They might have found that useful. And all the templates of what I send to people, how I speak to people in that section. So that's all there. But also we might do some work on money, because that's the nuts and bolts of how these businesses work. On designing coaching engagements, on marketing, whatever that means. And the speech marks tells you a little bit about what I think about marketing. There are some things that are really powerful, and there are some things we don't need to do. But it's about finding the way for you, that you want to market your work, that you want to get word out about what you do and the transformations you create. So vision and genius, client creation, nuts and bolts. That's the practical side. That's me giving you some really practical things, and then helping you adapt them and use them in your work. The second half is more free. Month 4, the theme is mindset. And there's 2 ways I like to look at this. How do we get in our own way? I love the concepts that Stephen Pressfield uses, like resistance. But also the other side of mindset. What's the mindset you can create that will help you create the business that you want to have? So I love the mindset of possibility and the work of Ben and Rod Sander. We might also get into, at this point, belief and confidence. We might get into the deeper things about how we get in our own way. That's month 4, mindset. Month 5, the theme is energy. And I love energy for 2 reasons. We can get really practical. What are the things you do that drain you of energy? Do less of them. What are the things that you do that give you energy? Do more of them. But what I really like about energy, the deeper part of it, is you can use it as a compass. So you can use it to create a better life where you have a better energy. That's the practical part. But you can also follow it to your zone of genius. And that's exciting too. Month 5 is energy. And month 6 is back to vision. That's why it's kind of 6 themes. But in this case, it's about the vision going forward. Because I don't want you to need to be my client forever. I want to create something so that what you take away from the 6 months of our work will enable you to fly to where you want to fly to. And part of that means holding your focus and your conviction. And one of the best ways I've found to do that, personally with clients, is to create a really clear vision of the future. And after all the work we've done over 6 months, that might look quite different to how it looks now. Or it might be the same, just refined in a different way. So that's 6. Vision and genius, client creation, nuts and bolts, mindset, energy, and vision again. That's the way we'll do the work. So, before then, I end the video, I want to talk a little bit about practicalities. So, what does the program include? Well, it includes 3 calls a month of 90 minutes. The default time for those will be an early evening slot, UK time, because that's often a good flexible time. But depending on the size of the group and who's part of it, we might move it to a different time. Last year, for instance, it took place on Wednesday afternoons because that worked really well for all of us. 3 calls a month. The maximum size for the group is 5, and that's where I find my most fun doing group calls. No more than 5, certainly. That's where I feel like I'm not having the impact, not living in my genius. And 5 members, that's partly why we have 3 calls a month, to make sure there's space over the 6 months to do work with everyone. If you won't necessarily make all the calls over 6 months, 3 a month, that's a big commitment. I want you to commit like you'll make them, but sometimes things come up. But the good thing is, for that and for deeper learning, we'll record all the calls and we'll share them. Let me think, what else? For anyone who signs up early, so the program will start in March, towards the end of March in 2019, but for anyone who signs up early, we'll do some accelerator calls. I'll coach you. If it's just one of you, I'll coach one of you. And we'll start that as soon as you sign up. I'll share resources and exercises each month. Some of those I've already created, and I'll share. Some of them I've borrowed and stolen, begged from other people. And some of them I'll create as we go, in line of who's in the group and what they need. And then the last part, I think, of what we do is stolen straight from Rich Liffin. And it was a part when I signed up for his Prosperous Coach salon that I thought, okay, we'll get that, but it won't be that interesting, it won't be that useful. And then it was incredibly powerful. And it's a 2-part thing. It's a private Facebook group, and to go with that, a weekly report that you'll submit. We'll start after the first couple of weeks, first couple of sessions, and then you'll submit it every week, or that's what I'll ask of you. You'll have to make the choice about whether you're going to do that. And that will bring some momentum and rigor outside of the calls. I'll coach you on the reports that you submit, and other members of the group can do that too. It'll create a record of what you've done, but most importantly, it'll really bring to life and into you the work you're doing, the power of the work you're doing to create change for yourself, for your clients. One of the participants last year said that a question that we added to the report, I'll start it and then we'll tweak it to make it unique for you as time goes on if that feels valuable. One of the questions we added to that helped her feel like she was infinitely more confident in her coaching. That's how powerful that can be. So that's an important part of it too. It's tough sometimes, but it can be very powerful. We might include, the last part that I haven't mentioned, I think, see me checking my notes, we might include a challenge in the second half of the program too. That's there. I found 3-month challenges, 2 of them, they were vital in me moving from being a new coach to a full-time coach. One around proposals and one about invitations. Really getting out there. Might be about coaching in a certain way, something different, something special for each member. That's an optional part of it too. So, that's quite a lot of information about the coach's journey. And I hope that you're excited. The fee for the program is £2,000 if you pay all in one instalment, or 4 instalments of £550, which works out as £2,200, if my maths is right. The next stage is to experience some group coaching, because group coaching with me isn't like group coaching with anyone else, and it's not like a training course. And that's one of the reasons why I recorded a group call, which is available on my website, so you can watch that and feel what it's like. And it's one of the reasons why I offer a chance to experience group coaching with me for people who are interested in the program. And that's also available to book through my website. So, look, if you're someone who loves coaching and wants to create a business that supports them to live an extraordinary life by doing work they love, if you've seen or experienced firsthand the power of coaching, if you've done some coaching training already, because this isn't a basic coach's course, this is about deepening your impact and growing your business. If you've already done a coaching course and done some work with clients, and if you want to make 2019 the year that you take your business to a new level, then I'm excited to meet you. And we'll do that work. We'll do work on vision and genius. We'll do work on client creation. We'll get you into the nuts and bolts of building a business. We'll get into mindset and energy, and we'll create a vision for the future. And that's exciting.